Hey everybody, Tim here, Rat Daddy Studios. I just shut the fan down. I just sprayed some primer, so I've been working on some stuff. This is parts for the little Fiat drag car. So I've got those hung up with some primer and parts for that and for this drag bike. Both 1/16 scale. So getting those in primer. And I kind of have been going over these, cleaning up all the little, pecker tracks off of them where they're made. But it's funny because you don't see a lot of stuff. And then, I go back and once I get the primer on there and all those little dimples kind of, you see the ones that you miss. So that's what I've been doing. I've been going back and cleaning. Just did another round of primer after finding a few more little dimples that I didn't get off there. This is interesting. This is a giant thing of flies. These are the silly looking Stanley mouse flies. These were printed by Brian Sodergaard, and you can buy these from Brian in all scales. I actually, hang on, got some really goofy large scale ones, really big ones. So these are in base coat silver. Those guys are in primer. So I'm going to do something with those. And those are fun. So messing with that. And those have been primer since last weekend. But they're just kind of sitting up here waiting for something to be done with them. So working with that. I've still got some more parts for the drag bike to get in primer. It's frustrating weekend for me because I've spent the last 2 days sitting in seminars, freezing my ass off. It was so cold in that place, and I know they do that, I guess, to keep you awake, but oh my god, it's so cold. And it was tough on me because of all my incisions around my waistline sitting for that long and my weight pushing down on the incision marks. So it was uncomfortable, to say the least. And of course, between my kidney disease and that recent surgery, I'm like pissing all the time. So sitting in there in sub-zero weather, in air conditioning, and they don't like you leaving. You have to show your badge every time you leave, and I didn't say anything this time. I have told them before that I have kidney problems in there, but nobody said anything. They were cool. I mean, I tried to just hold out as long as I could, but I was like, holy crap, man. So anyway, made it through. Got 15 hours of education. So next year will be easy. I only have to get like, I don't know, 5 or 7 or something like that. So and we go to Orlando next year, which is always nice to get away for a couple of days and just get in that nice hotel where they always have it, and just kind of hang out. Gives my wife a chance to just kind of unwind and hang out by the pool, and we get just a nice couple of days together. So that's next year, and then I'm good for that biennium, and then we start all over again. So as far as I can figure, I'm going to have to do that 2 more times before I retire, if all goes well. So we'll see. As we know, a lot can happen in 4 years, so we'll see what happens. But so anyway, yeah, I've been working on that. It's frustrating because I miss working on my models, and then last week was so busy at my office. Even though it was a short week, we were off Monday for the holiday, and then Friday I was gone for school. But those 3 days in the middle, I got my ass handed to me, super busy. But that's okay. That's what keeps the door swinging. I'll show you something I did pick up today. I'm not saving this for What Did You Buy Wednesday because it has nothing to do with models. But I bought this giant glow-in-the-dark full-size skeleton at Walmart. So I couldn't resist. I mean, I love the skeletons. All of my old skeletons I've had for Halloween stuff, they've all just fallen apart over the years. But I think I'm going to keep this guy inside. We have a big antique bench in the foyer, and that's where we always put the bowls for the kids. So I think I'm going to sit him in there, maybe get a black light above him or some blue LEDs so he'll fluoresce. And put one of the candy bowls in his lap. I've got a couple cool candy bowls. I've got one that's got a hand that grabs you when you go to grab it. It's got a sensor that grabs your hand. The other one I got is a talking skull. So when you put your hand in there, he starts talking and singing and all that. So, but thought this guy would be a great addition. So, and it kind of, I always think of Mark's Scully sitting on his desk. I always get a kick out of Mark doing Scully. So So that was the mediocre modeler, Mark. I thought that was always, I get a kick out of him doing that. So I got my own Scully now. So anyway, other than that, that's it. Didn't get to work on anything else. So a little frustration, but that's okay. You know, I'll try to start diving back into things. So it's been raining here a lot. We've been getting a lot of storms. It's been storming here this afternoon. It's getting ready to storm again tonight. In fact, we got some flood watches going on. But the temperatures, it dropped the temps down so nice. It was so damn humid today. I had to, of course, cram everything in today, taking care of my mom's needs and getting all her grocery shopping done this morning and going to seeing her. I didn't get home till probably 1:30 or so, and then I just dove right out. I ate a little something, dove right into doing yard work. Grass is still growing here. It's not cooling off. It's still hot. And then I had to clean the pool because of these storms are blowing all kinds of crap into the pool, so I had to clean the pool. So my day was pretty much shot, and then we just kind of kicked back and had a pizza this evening, and we've just been kind of relaxing a little bit. Watched Collector's Call with Lisa Welchow. You guys may watch that. Tonight was Charlie's Angels Collector. It was cool. A lot of Farrah Fawcett. I love Farrah Fawcett. She's my favorite. So this guy actually was her personal assistant up until she passed away, so which is really cool. So he's got a lot of really personalized stuff. So that's always worth watching, you know. Sometimes there's just goofy shit on there, doll collectors and stuff. I won't watch that stuff. I know everybody collects something and everybody got their own thing, but you know, there's just some stuff I just not interested in. So you know, you guys are all like me. We're all cut from the same piece of cloth. So anyway, I have been cleaning out here in the last couple weeks, moving things around. I ended up I moved my big press over to the left side here just for more elbow room, and I've got two of these big grinders with different type wheels on them, but this is the one I use primarily, so I use the other one to the back, move the other one to the back because I don't use that one very often, and I can get to it easily if I need to. And of course my I call this the vertical forehead remover because I actually was leaning over very contently working on something one time and touched my top of my head on this son of a bitch. So, and believe me, I just did it again. Touched my hand. Shit. I just touched my hand on that. on the side sander. God, I'm a nightmare. Somebody get me away from heavy equipment before I kill myself. So anyway, I opened up this side a little bit more. Keep my big vise covered up. It's already got paint on it, but I kind of keep it covered up. I've got this kind of oversized, not a Dremel, but whatever make this one is. Who makes this one? Hyper Tough. I think it's just cheap shit, but I keep that one out here to use with cutting wheels. I have this dentist drilling and grinding tool here. That a friend of mine that's a dentist gave me, and then all my clamps and all this stuff. But I wanted to open this up a little more just for easy access, and got all my Dremel accessories just where I can get my hands on them. Then all my drill bits and stuff are back there. I can get my paper, I can get my hands on my paper, my paint stand, and I've got sandpapers and stuff in here. And this corner is still a mess. I got to do some shoveling out. My big chop saw's back there, and I'm actually gathering components. You can see that tubing, and there is a big blower fan in that plastic bag. That's for a paint booth, so that's something I'm hoping to do this winter, is finally maybe build myself a paint booth. So I've been gathering parts for that, and I know it's a no-brainer. It's not that big a deal because I'm just going to build a wooden box, build a slide-in filter area for it, and then have the tubing run out the top with that fan to vent out of here, which I'm going to have to probably run, I don't know, I guess across the ceiling because I don't really know how many floor room, but I'm going to be I've got a lot of tool chests, and believe it or not, two more at my dad's house that are mine too. So one of these two are going to go. I've got the green one that I got from my buddy Joe Enyart a couple of years ago. He couldn't keep it, and I like that one. It's handy, and I like the top on it and stuff, so I'll get back to using that. But I'm just going to do some major cleaning out here, and I built this thing, this floor vertical rack with all of my screw holders and bolts and nuts. During COVID I did that. Adam Savage had done something like this, and it's on wheels, it's fully mobile. Of course it weighs 18,000 pounds, It's got a lot of spider webs and stuff on it right now. We've got a lot of little spiders out here. I got to get out the big vac and suck them all up here soon. But it's okay because I kind of leave the spider webs up there in the summer months because of the mosquitoes and those little guys. Very sticky little webby things up there. Of course, they're all over my surfboards and stuff right now. But I'll clean that all up this winter, and they'll come back. They're always there. But they're good for catching all the little bugs because, you know, Florida, we got a million bugs. So they're great for everything getting stuck in that sticky little web. So I'll leave them there, and then this winter when things aren't so bad, I'll clean them all off. And next year we'll start all over again. So, and I've got more toolboxes here. I'm going to consolidate some of this. This is full of my paint. This has got my airbrushes in it and more airbrush related stuff. And I've got a lot of stuff that just needs to be weeded out, the stuff I don't use. And we've still got a lot of stuff stored here. That was my father-in-law's. We've got to get the rest of this stuff out of here. It's been here long enough, and we're still, you know, we're still selling the stuff. We had his entire house full of shit, and a lot of good stuff that we've sold on eBay. But a lot of this, at this point, I'm calling it the cream of the crap, because that's pretty much what it is. And just a lot of stuff that just people just don't want. So we've dwindled it down. We've given stuff away. We've sold stuff. We've just thrown stuff away. So hopefully this winter when things cool off, I really just want to pull everything out of the garage. I'm going to donate some of our bicycles that we've got, and my mom's bike, of course, she can't ride anymore, and Debbie can't ride anymore. So probably going to donate those bikes because we have a local charity that takes them. They're always looking for bikes, so probably going to do that. So anyway, so we're going to wind it down for now, and hopefully this week I'll get back on some stuff. Working on that big boat. Got to get out here and do some sanding on it, but it's just been too shitty to sand on it. But I got a lot of putty on that big drag boat hull, and need to get that all sanded and do another round of primer, see how that's looking. And got the motor and stuff. I think I'm gonna take the interior part of that with the roll cage and everything. I think I'm gonna take that to work tomorrow, and in between, hopefully if I've got time, I can just really just go over it and sand it smooth. It's really rough up in the cockpit area. There's a lot of just rough stuff. I may end up grinding the gauges off of the panel on that because they're not completely printed. I don't know if I told you guys or not, but last week I was drilling out the valve covers on that motor, and I am using the motor that came with it from the vendor I got it from. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I was drilling out the valve covers, and lo and behold, to my surprise, what did I run into? Nothing but liquid, uncured resin. And of course my drill bit spun it, threw it all over all my painted parts on the motor. So I ran and got my UV light and put it under there, of course, and that hardened it instantly, and then I was able to pick most of it off of the motor, but in a few spots I took the paint off with it, which really pissed me off. But I hate getting work like that. And the thing that happens when you get 3D printed things that are uncured inside that you can't see, what can happen over time, and it's happened to me, it's happened to my buddy Chuck. You've got the stuff sitting on the shelf, and you just happen to be going by one day, and there was a puddle of goo sitting underneath of it, because that stuff eventually is going to work its way out, and a lot of the 3D printed stuff will have a hole somewhere in it, and a lot of times they'll stick the UV lights up in there to cure the inside of it, but if they miss it, it's going to stay sticky sometimes. Brian Sodergaard was telling me that he has ways, his computer software will tell him if there are areas where there are voids in the printing that could end up with the resin not being able to be cured. So there's ways around that. So I don't know all the technicals of it, but he was telling me that it really shouldn't happen. It doesn't have to happen, and it shouldn't happen. And if it does happen, then the stuff has just not been properly cured or printed or both. So that's what's going on with that. But I am continuing on with that motor, and hopefully it doesn't cause me issues down the road. Of course, it's a Hemi motor in there, and I took the UV light and shined it down each one of those holes where I had drilled, because I did hit a hollow void when I got into the valve covers. So I used an intense UV pen, held it down in there, and it looks like it cured them all the way down in the holes. I was rubbing it, I didn't feel any more stickiness, so I was able to just go ahead and paint right back over that. But anyway, it's there, it's done, that's what happened. So yeah, so that's going on. That was a big rumble of thunder. It's looking pretty dark out over the ocean. What I do need to do is I need to get the Christmas truck finished, or at least I'm still not sure what I'm going to do on the inside. I told you my plan before to build kind of a secret Santa's workshop in there behind a wall of like Coke crates. So that's still what I'm planning on doing. And I haven't lost interest in it. I have a little, but right now I'm interested in some of these other things. But I do want to continue. I do want to build that, at least get it where the box is done and get all the decals on it and get that cleared and everything for Christmas. You know, I may not get all that interior done before Christmas, but it'd be nice to get it done, because it's basically, I don't have, you know, a couple dozen parts left to do on that. The mirrors and a few other things. I'm not putting all the air conditioning and all the little crazy lights and everything all over the cab. I'm leaving it fairly simple because I really love the paint job and I just don't want a bunch of clutter on it. So I am going to do the mirrors. I've got a few other little components to put on the cab. Chassis motor's done all together. It's just really now a matter of finishing up that box area so I can get that situated on there. And I may put some magnets in the corners of the roof piece so that it actually is down on there pretty solid. So that's the idea. And I need to get off my butt and get the rest of those little Coke crates decaled. Got most of them done. Still got about 15 of them that I need to decal up. So do that, and I could be ready to kind of get things rolling. I have to paint on the inside, the lower half of the inside. I'm either going to paint that, or I might get some of that kind of sparkly, Christmassy looking paper from Michaels, you know, like in the red metal flake or green metal flake, you know, and cut that, put that around the whole lower areas of the walls, and then maybe put a rail, you know, along that just to hide the seam of it, you know, just kind of dress it up a little bit, you know, and then do that in a complementing Christmas color for whatever I do, green or red, whatever. So, and I've got some decals. I've got lots and lots of Coke decals and stuff. So, and I've got some Christmas decals too. So, we'll go from there. Here the rain's starting up again. So, let's see what's going on out here. I'm up to it's coming down. And you can see I've got sandbags along here in front of my garage because we had quite a bit of water get in because the storms were pretty severe last week. And we actually have rain in the forecast almost all week this week, and there's flood alerts in our county here as well as several other counties. So this is a nice shower, and it's always good. I mean, we need the rain continually because it only takes a couple days of scorching hot weather to undo all the good that this rain has. But on the same token, my garage, my driveway is kind of tipped this direction and the water can come in. So I went on and put some sandbags in here a couple days ago just to kind of send it that direction and further out the driveway. So anyway, I'm going to wind it up with that, and I appreciate you guys tuning in as usual, and hopefully have some stuff to show you later on in the week. But I appreciate you coming by. And this last quarter of the year coming up, usually the last quarter of the year I don't get near as much done because we really love the holidays. So really after Halloween, well, a few weeks before Halloween, because we do a lot of Halloween decorating, and so I don't do as much model building. And of course, November, December, we have some birthdays in October, and we have my son's is in December, and then we have a bunch of them in January. But so we spend a lot of more time with family in those months, which is what I really love. I really love being with my kids and my grandkids, and it's good. So anyway, and there's always going to be models, so we'll keep building. But I've built a lot of stuff this year. I really have. So I can't complain. I've had a good amount of time. So anyway, all right, guys. I will see you in a couple of days, hopefully. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I probably won't post this till Monday, probably Monday morning. So I'll see you again in a few days. All right, thanks for coming by. Take it easy.